The MV Emprendedora from Venezuela to temporarily transport cargo between Trinidad and Tobago. Business sector dissatisfied with the weight limit of 3-ton trucks on all vessels. The Deputy Chief Secretary urges Tobagonians to eat local in light of cargo transportation issues. This is the Tobago Updates television news for Thursday, 7th September 2023. I'm Patricia Nicholson-Richards. Good evening. Topping the news tonight, an interim cargo vessel has been successfully secured and is expected to arrive in the country by the weekend. The Port Authority revealed this development during a press conference earlier today. This announcement is particularly significant in light of the business sector's recent complaints about the challenges they have encountered in transporting goods to Tobago.
A temporary solution is on its way to transport goods and supplies to Tobago. The business sector has been facing challenges in moving goods across the island ever since the Cabo Star experienced a fire on board, rendering it out of service for the past 2 weeks. The Port Authority announced that the MV Emprendedora will arrive in the country by the weekend. It is coming from Venezuela and was secured by Bridgman's Group, which manages the Cabo Star, according to Port Authority Chairman Lyle Alexander.
They have engaged a vessel, a temporary, interim vessel, to come in to take some of this, to provide some relief to where we are.
After the vessel arrives, it will be a few more days before it can be put into service because it requires the necessary legal authorizations to operate in Trinidad and Tobago.
The vessel is not the same size as the Cabo Star, so it will not be able to carry the same amount of cargo but it will only be carrying cargo. Initially, we think we will focus on the construction sector to start with, because there we really have not been able to provide any kind of relief for the construction sector. So they will have some priority on this vessel when it comes into service.
In the meantime, the Galleon's passage accommodates 18 3-ton trucks per trip daily, while other trucks are accommodated on the other passenger ferries. Alexander also dismissed claims that trucks were being left behind.
For example, yesterday we had the Bucca Reef run to take up all the other trucks that we had, and we went up with room to Tobago. So there's no issue about trucks in Tobago. The thing is, if someone turns up at the port and is unable to get on a particular vessel because of space, more than likely they will get onto the subsequent vessel.
Expanding on this, Vilma Lewis-Cockburn, the Deputy CEO of the Inter-Island Transportation Company, suggested that some of the trucks left behind might be empty trucks.
There's some trucks are based in Tobago, so if you come at a full load, well, you have to leave your truck somewhere. So we have the car park area. We may hold some of the trucks, but they would have known before that we couldn't take them on that day.
When the media pointed out that some of the trucks left behind were carrying perishable goods, Cockburn-Lewis suggested that they might have arrived late.
If you don't come on time, there's no way we could fit you in after you come. So we have had trucks, days gone by, we made arrangements for them, we gave them priority. And they came late to see if someone bought tickets, let's say, for tiles. And we have had issues like that. Persons want to take up tiles, they want to take up lumber in light trucks. We will give priority to someone with foodstuff.
However, the truckers have a different story to tell. They reported spending hours, day after day, on the port, hoping to secure a spot on a sailing. Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates Television News.
Well, the business community is facing challenges in loading goods onto 3-ton trucks. They typically use larger trucks for transporting goods and supplies via the Cabo Star. However, the vessel is out of service and passenger ferries are trying to compensate, and it has created a logistical nightmare. This insight comes from Curtis Williams, the chairman of the Tobago division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce.
So those folks who have larger trucks now will have a bit of challenge because they now have to repack or look for 3-ton trucks or truckers with 3-ton to pull their goods. There may be a little bit of cost involved here because it meant that you have to get a driver and pay, etc., to get their material up as compared to before, when you used to put your trucks on the boat and then another driver in Trinidad take it off. Sometimes now the driver have to go with the trucks.
Williams expressed that the business community is growing increasingly frustrated and disheartened by what they perceive as a lack of proper contingency planning should issues arise on the inter-island sea bridge.
Imagine the hidden costs and all the stress and the pressure of just moving goods simply from Trinidad to Tobago. And really, that's not an easy task. It's really not an easy task. I mean, no one knows when fire will happen, but at the end of the day, the government ought to look at means of probably some sort of backup plans in situations like these.
Meanwhile, stocks are running low at many businesses on the island.
Mainly, we have flour situation. A couple of our warehouses, they are out of flour. There are also drinks, beverages. I know some of our favorite beverage, Stag, is out of stock. Water, large water, 8 liters, 5 liters. In some cases, 1.5, they're out. Coke, drinks, carbonated beverages, the large ones and the small ones, they are pretty much out.
Earlier today, the Port Authority announced that a temporary cargo vessel from Venezuela should arrive this weekend, and it's expected to provide some relief. This vessel will be used until the Cabo Star is deemed fit for sailing. With a break and to come back with more, stay tuned.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
There's a new date for Tobago Swim Fest, September 17th, 2023. Come and witness the main event, the 4-kilometer swim from Pigeon Point to Buku Point. More than $25,000 in prizes. It's a family affair, so come out from 11 a.m. on the beautiful Buku Beach. There'll be swimming races, sandcastle building, and seafood on sale. Come and enjoy a fun day at the beach. Calling swimmers from Crown Point to Charlottesville. Registration on the day.
Mount Pleasant Credit Union Back to School Loan Promotion. Loans up to $15,000. Requirements: job letter and a payslip no more than 1 month old. Utility bill, copy of book list, salary deduction, 10% down payment for self-employed persons, evidence of income and expenditure, bank statement, 12 to 18 months, other supporting document. Promotion ends October 18. Contact us at 639-8375 or 8108 or check us out on www.mpcutobago.com or email us at loans@mpcutobago.com. Mount Pleasant Credit Union's Back to School Loan Promotion.
But this place so boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Okay, passage and come on over.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Deputy Chief Secretary and the Secretary of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, Dr. Faith B. Israel, urges Tobagonians to invest in eating local food to help assist with the food shortages due to the Cabo Star currently not in operation. The MV Cabo Star encountered a fire in its engine room after leaving the port of Scarborough on Wednesday, August 23rd. The Cabo Star is a roll-on, roll-off ship used to transfer cargo between Trinidad and Tobago, which also carries food supplies. Dr. Faith B. Israel states, our shelves are suffering.
Where a week following that unfortunate, or a week and a half or so following that unfortunate event on the Cabo Star, when you look at our shelves, when you look at what is available for purchase, you have to wonder, is really only a week, Is really less than a month, but this is where we are.
The Deputy Chief Secretary stated that TADCO has capitalized on its resources to meet Tobagonians' needs in the midst of this disruption.
We have enough food right here to feed us if we don't waste it.
The Deputy Chief Secretary mentioned that the current situation doesn't involve exporting food, as there are abundant food resources available. However, the challenge lies in the fact that citizens do not have the appetite for our food.
Because we have enough of the fruits that we pass and the waste all the time, and we have enough of the vegetables that we pass and we waste all the time, and of the flowers that are edible that we don't know we could eat them, and of all of those things that are happening around us, but we waste it because we want the whatever is on the shelves.
A temporary solution to assist with the transportation of cargo is currently being implemented by the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. Well, CARICOM Africa Day was celebrated in Barbados today, marking the second year of this annual event. It serves as a unifying platform for all CARICOM nations and Africa, forging partnerships in the CARICOM African Day world. Performances that showcased African heritage, along with brief speeches by representatives from the AU, CARICOM, and the government of Barbados.
Indeed, we have come together to carry through the cultural repairs and the economic, organizational, and institutional restructuring that will deliver to us greater African-Caribbean engagements.
The occasion was commemorated with a special flag headquarters. The flags of the African Union, CARICOM, and Barbados were hoisted against the backdrop of the statue of Right Excellency Grantley Adams, who served as both the first and last Prime Minister of the West Indies Federation. Following the flag raising, the national anthems of each respective nation were played with due respect.
Distant lands, our forefathers came, some seeking adventure, some bound in chains, through battles waged and fought, through victory and pain.
A series of meetings were held between Africa and representatives from CARICOM throughout the rest of the day. Come back with more. Stay tuned.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATL, where people are people.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bon Accord. right in Stowbay Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Summerama, real steam for the summer at Standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, Standard. What you have? What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more, we got more. Standards have what is searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beating on quality and price. It's nice.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Mount Pleasant Credit Union present the Edgar Davidson Bursary Awards 2023. Awards available are SEA, CSEC, and CAPE. Tertiary, technical and vocational. Your requirements are complete the application form, student's performance report, or transcript. Applicants must be a member or a member whose child wrote an exam in 2023. Forms are available via our website or can be collected at our branch office. For further information, www.mpcutobago.com, marketing at mpcutobago.com, or call us 639-8902 or 8375. Deadlines for submission 15th of September 2023.
Good morning. Put a smile on your...
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your life can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. tell them never ever worry if sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry if times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you. Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Thanks for staying with us. UNESCO has designated September 8th as International Literacy Day, emphasizing the significance of literacy in advancing Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which aims for quality education. The theme for this year is promoting literacy for a world in transition, building the foundation for sustainable and peaceful societies. The Tobago Writers Guild underlined the advantages of reading for pleasure in support of this day. More details from Ariana Scipio.
President of the Tobago Writers Guild, Joel Green George, explained the importance of literacy and how essential it is for persons to be able to read.
It's very important to our overall goals, right? Because you can't have books without literacy. People need to be able to read them. And that is where literacy really becomes the focus of everything that we're doing.
In relation to the theme of this year's International Literacy Day, she gave an explanation of her perspective, which involved topics such as the pandemic, how the transition to online learning has affected some aspects of life, and why literacy is crucial to this transition.
And one of the things that COVID did for us, one of the blessings that COVID brought for us, was to force us into the online areas, right? Doing Zoom, virtual classes, all of these things now we are going into, even doing business online, making payments online, e-commerce.
Susan Sandiford, an educator for 42 years, stressed the benefits of reading for pleasure and how it promotes cognitive progress, along with the various branches of reading for pleasure at the Literacy Day workshop and fair at the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute Information Research Center.
Play pleasure is immerse pleasure. In other words, you get into the book and you start to imagine yourself as the angel or as the fairy or as the good person in the story. Social pleasure, all of these are the reading pleasures. Social pleasure is when the reader relates to authors, characters, other readers, and themselves by exploring and staking one's identity.
At the Literacy Day workshop and fair, many schools around the island were in attendance, such as the Hope Anglican Primary School and Mason Hall High School. This day highlights the importance of literacy and how it is essential to the changing world. Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates Television News.
During the International Literacy Day workshop and fair, which took place at the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute Information Resource Center, awareness of reading and the disabilities were highlighted. Dr. Joan Bob Ward, the featured speaker, addressed this topic. For more information, please refer to Ariana Scipio's report once again.
Concerning the act of reading itself, she explained that a person would have problems sounding and pronouncing words.
When we notice persons with a poor grip of a pencil, they can't hold it properly, we need to look closer to see what else is happening with that person. It might be a symbol or a sign of some other type of disability. It is certainly a sign that something needs to be addressed.
Concerning the act of reading itself, she explained that a person would have problems sounding and pronouncing words.
Because they consistently have difficulty in sounding out words. So they look at the word, they don't know what it is, they do not understand the songs, they do not know how to sound a word out so that they can even say something that is close to the pronunciation of the word.
One of the major disabilities that Dr. Bob Ward emphasized was dyslexia. She explained that it affects the brain's ability to recognize and comprehend language. While there is no cure for dyslexia, people can lead successful lives with it. Dr. Bob Ward also provided science to help detect and raise awareness of dyslexia.
Some of the problems we see in children before they go to school is late talking. They begin to talk late. But listen, I don't want parents there or people there to go away and say, oh, my boy not talking yet, he has dyslexia. No. Remember, you have to combine a number of clues.
Dr. Bob Ward wants more people to be educated about reading disabilities and various methods to treat them. Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates Television News.
HIV/AIDS continues to affect the population in Tobago. Although it is not an epidemic as it was in the 1980s and 1990s, it remains prevalent. Director of UWI School of Nursing, Dr. Oscar Ocho, stressed the importance of getting tested and knowing your status, especially among young people. He spoke on the youth edition of the Tobago Updates morning show, and reporter Tanika Cruikshank tells us more.
As the world shifts away from COVID-19, one doctor wants young people, in particular, to pay attention to another health concern, HIV and AIDS. HIV is predominantly a sexually transmitted disease that can be spread through anal, vaginal, or oral intercourse, using shared needles, injecting illegal substances, or coming in contact with contaminated blood are other ways that one can contribute to the spread of HIV. It can also be transmitted from mother to child when a mother becomes pregnant, giving birth, or nursing, according to Dr. Oscar Ocho, the director of UWI Nursing School.
Human immunodeficiency virus, because it affects humans, it weakens the immune system and causes a cascade of problems for the individual.
Based on the latest reports from December 2022, there were 8,000 documented cases of HIV/AIDS in Trinidad and Tobago, regardless of age.
The statistics have also shown that there are individuals who have had one sexual encounter, or there are individuals who would have had one partner, but the partner would not have had one partner.
To stop the transmission of HIV and AIDS, Dr. Ocho advised against promiscuous behaviors. He emphasized that the importance of routine examination to check on one's health because a variety of other variables might result in the development of HIV and AIDS.
And we also have individuals who have a sexually transmitted infection. That also increases your risk for becoming diagnosed with HIV.
In light of the reopening of schools, Dr. Ocho underlined the need for sexual education. Based on his observations, he believes there is a lack of factual sexual knowledge amongst young people.
A lot of vulnerable young people who may be coming from environments where they might be economically deprived or in social environments where they do not feel validated. And we want to encourage these young people to reach out to counselors.
The Bacalet Health Center offers free HIV/AIDS testing on Wednesdays and Fridays. Tanika Cruikshank, Tobago Updates Television News.
The Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development held the media launch of World Food Day at the Shore Park Food Hub today. Members of the media and especially invited guests received an overview of the activities planned for World Food Day 2023. This two-day event is scheduled for October 18th and 19th. Tanika Cruikshank tells us more.
The purpose of this year's World Food Day, according to Sherry Ann Edwards-Lewis, Administrator of the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development, is to increase public awareness of agricultural challenges on the island and to provide a feasible solution.
To provide comprehensive training through the provision of workshops and seminars in areas of interest with the view of developing the agribusiness sector. As such, business models, templates in each area of training will be made available to participants.
The return of World Food Day on October 19th has, according to Natisha Charles Pantin, Secretary of the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development, gave the division reason to accelerate work on the revision of agriculture sector with the goal of ensuring food security for the island.
6 brand new tractors and implements have been purchased to augment the fleet at our tractor pool unit. This injection of resources is expected to address the long-standing waiting list for land preparation and maintenance services.
Secretary Charles Pantin noted that the Kendall Farm School's expansion training program is helping to expand the capability of farmers, backyard gardeners and agro-processors. Additionally, all 57 registered schools of the Division of Education, Research and Technology are now receiving self-watering systems from Smart Garden Planting.
We have increased supplies and extended varieties of planting material to farmers through the Louisdor Nurseries, Louisdor Demonstration Station, and the Plant Tissue Culture Laboratory. A trial in onion production was completed, and research is ongoing in avocado and breadfruit multiplication. We have been keeping up with technology in agricultural production and have afforded some exposure to our stakeholders to alternative growth systems.
Faith B. Israel, THA's Secretary of Health and Deputy Chief Secretary, stated that the water supply is frequently interrupted in some parts of Tobago and that the theme of the World's Food Day, Food is Water, Food is Life, Leave No One Behind, is challenging. One, because it requires thoughtful consideration and action to make sure the goal becomes a reality.
We know for a fact at this point on the island, we are leaving so many of us behind.
Tanika Cruikshank, Tobago Updates Television News.
Recapping the headlines, the MV Emprendedora from Venezuela to temporarily transport cargo between Trinidad and Tobago. The business sector dissatisfied with the weight limit of 3-ton trucks on all vessels on the sea bridge. The Deputy Chief Secretary urges Tobagonians to eat local in light of cargo transportation issues. I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards, thanking you so much for joining us and wishing you a good night.